For very obvious reasons, the press today is still ignoring Donald Trump's declining mental state and instead hyper-focused on President Biden's mental state, even though Biden has been out of office for, almost 5 months now. But sure, Jake Tapper's new book came out and said the White House covered it up and the media covered it up. And I have evidence and anecdotes to suggest that, Jake Tapper says in his new book. Which, if Jake Tapper were an actual journalist, he would have reported on these things when he found them out. It's not like he's hurting for an outlet. He has a daily program. Isn't that what journalists do? But no, wait and put it in a book. That way you can make money off of it. If you just report it on your show, then, you're not going to get anything above your regular salary. So the media is over-fixated on this Jake Tapper book about a man who left office almost 5 months ago. Oh, and by the way, that attack on Tapper there about saving it so he could profit off of it, I've said that about plenty of other authors as well that have written books about Donald Trump. We uncovered all these horrible things he did, possible criminal activity, but instead of reporting it in the outlet I work for, on the show that I work for, I saved it all so that I can sell it to you and make a hefty profit. Now, I get it. Everybody wants money. Everybody needs money to survive. But if you're an actual journalist, you have a duty to the American public to tell them those things when you find them out, instead of selling it to them at an inflated price later. Nevertheless, back on track here. Jake Tapper's new book is all over the place. Everybody's talking about Biden's mental health. Nobody's talking about Trump's. So on Stuart Varney's program on Wednesday of this week, Republican Congressman James Comer, who happens to be the chair of the very powerful House Oversight Committee, announced that we're probably going to have some investigations into this, right? And by the way, they're going to be behind closed doors. We don't want the public, being able to see things. Comer says he would rather do this in depositions, and then we can release the transcripts that, as we know from past experience with Comer, will be highly edited to only show what he wants us to see, not the whole truth. But here's how that exchange took place. Stuart Varney asked this question. What happens if Biden really didn't know? Are those orders, talking about executive orders, null and void? So because Biden was declining, which is obvious, right? I'm not saying he wasn't. He clearly was. We talked about it. But he was still lucid enough to know what was going on around him. And he was signing executive orders, sure, just like Donald Trump is, even though he most likely has dementia, according to mental health experts. So are Biden's orders null and void? James Comer says, yeah. Comer said, quote, I think they would be null and void. We don't believe that a lot of these executive orders are legal if, for no other reason, Joe Biden did not sign them himself. You have to physically sign anything pertaining to the law, whether it be a pardon or whether it be an executive order. Not true, actually. The Supreme Court has upheld that using this so-called auto pen is the exact same as a physical signature. There is no difference. So Comer, on the facts of the law, is completely wrong. But then he continued. We want to know who told them to do that, and we're going to follow the trail just like we followed the money in the Biden influence family investigation. How many criminal charges did you get out of that, bud? We're going to do just like we did the Hunter Biden investigation that went fucking nowhere and didn't result in anybody getting in trouble for anything. So we're going to do the same damn thing. Brilliant. Fucking brilliant. Like really just the best minds Republicans have available. Remember that investigation we did that didn't result in anything at all? We're just going to do that same thing. Probably with the same results. But Comer continued. And look, that's what Jake Tapper is saying. That's what he wrote his book about. That's what all of his interviews about his book is saying, that Joe Biden wasn't the one calling the shots. That's a constitutional crisis. But more important to today, to this very moment, many of those executive orders that were signed with the auto pen are what we call Trump-proofing the Trump administration. We think this will have a huge legal impact if we can prove what Jake Tapper and many of us believe it wasn't Joe Biden. Yeah, have fun with that. Honestly, I don't even care. I am genuinely at the point where I don't even care. If you want to waste another 2 years investigating Joe Biden, Hunter Biden, anybody with the last name Biden, even if not related to the former president, go for it. Do it. The first one worked out so well for you guys, right? Do it again. Do it for eternity, for all I care. Make a mockery of everything that you're supposed to be doing. Ignore the open corruption from the guy currently in the White House taking bribes from everybody in broad daylight. And yeah, let's find out what Jake Tapper knew. Because that's apparently the most important thing on the planet today. Thanks for watching, everybody, and if you're not already, please subscribe to the channel. We got fresh content every day for you. And if you want to follow us across social media, make sure you check out all of the social links that we have posted in the description of this video.